Hello, this is cannabis business attorney Rachel Ardenoy, coming here with some tips to assist cannabis entrepreneurs in avoiding some pitfalls and successfully growing their businesses. This video is dedicated to talking about considerations when you are buying a cannabis operation in Colorado. So a lot of the industry now involves buying and selling of existing either businesses or their assets. Because we are a more mature market versus other states that I'm operating in, like New Jersey, where there is nothing to buy and sell yet because their cannabis program is so new that the focus is really on getting those businesses into existence in the first place. That being said, here in Colorado, there's a lot of buying and selling taking place across the state, and there are a lot of limitations on that buying and selling depending on where in the state we're looking. Generally, when it comes to where the source of a deal is, there are some business brokers in Colorado that focus on the cannabis industry. Please keep in mind that in order to broker a business sale in Colorado, a broker must hold a Colorado real estate license. And so if you are working with a broker, make sure to inquire about the status of their brokerage, their real estate license. Another way to find it is find an opportunity would be through a listing. There are various similar to the real estate multiple listing service or MLS. There are a number of enterprising brokers and entrepreneurs who have created platforms on the internet to list different opportunities in the cannabis industry. So that may be a source of finding an opportunity. And then another source is really the grapevine. Although we are the world's most mature regulated cannabis market, it's still a pretty small market. And so word travels pretty quickly in the cannabis industry. Many owners are involved in joint ventures or other sort of opportunities with existing other regulated marijuana business owners. Wholesale growers have relationships with infused products manufacturers and dispensaries due to the way the supply chain is set up in Colorado. And so as a result, we see a lot of deals come through there. All of that said, my biggest pro tip in this case is, regardless of the source of the listing or the opportunity, there are a lot of common threads. And that is, that the most obvious being that there are almost always more details to address and conditions on a deal than initially imagined. I can't tell you how many times a client has come to me or a potential client has come to me and said, the broker said we can sell it for XYZ, no problem, for everyone's ready to sign on the dotted line. And while that sounds lovely, and I would love to see that happen, and I'm not, as the attorney, trying to kill any kind of deals, but what's important is to, you wouldn't just buy a car without doing a little bit of research on it. You don't buy a house with getting an inspection on it, right? So if you are trying to buy a cannabis business, you want to do the proper due diligence to look into things that could cost you down the line, right? Or things that might make you realize, oh, well, this asking price may not be justified. A few examples: if you're looking at a cultivation facility, you're going to want to ask the seller to provide their sales reports and their production reports through Metric. You're going to want to have a mold, depending on the type of facility, you may want to have a mold inspection done to make sure that the property doesn't necessarily have to be remediated for any sort of mold issues. You're going to want to ask the seller for their testing, their testing results to make sure that they're not coming back with anything that is causing their product to fail, and then figuring out where that may be. Another thing I always recommend to my clients is a compliance inspection. Here at RZA Legal, we provide facility compliance inspections to look at multiple areas to ensure compliance, whether that's standard operating procedures, business records, operations, cleanliness, signage. There's so much that goes into compliance for a cannabis business. And so you want to make sure that what you're buying is a compliant business that is not going to be a bad investment, essentially protecting your investment. So that being said, there are a few other ways of us conducting due diligence to independently verify things. We do Colorado Open Records Act requests to confirm that the licenses are in good standing. Again, the condition of the facility, potential areas of non-compliance, as well as more typical sort of business considerations. So if this has been helpful, please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel and check out our website. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. You can schedule a consultation through the website, rzalegal.com. Have a great day.